In the hallowed annals of American history, one dark chapter eternally casts its shadow, a moment frozen in time, stained by tragedy, and veiled in a shroud of enigma. The date was November 22, 1963, a seemingly ordinary Friday that transformed into a day of infamy. President John F. Kennedy, the charismatic harbinger of hope, embarked on a fateful journey to Dallas, Texas. Little did the nation know that the motorcade weaving through the heart of Dealey Plaza would become the stage for an event that would echo through the corridors of power and reverberate in the collective conscience of the American people. The air hummed with anticipation, a charged atmosphere that belied the sinister undercurrents lurking beneath the veneer of political pageantry. As the presidential limousine glided through the throngs of well-wishers, destiny unfurled its script in an inexplicable act of malevolence. 3 shots rang out, echoing through the open spaces of DLA Plaza, shattering not just the tranquil afternoon, but the very fabric of the nation's soul. Lee Harvey Oswald, a name etched into the annals of infamy, was swiftly branded the lone gunman responsible for extinguishing the Camelot dream. Yet even as the Warren Commission sought to stitch the narrative together, the unraveling of an unsettling mystery had only just begun. A tapestry woven with threads of conspiracy, secrets, and unanswered questions that would haunt the American psyche for decades to come. As the sun dipped below the Dallas skyline, casting long shadows over Dealey Plaza, the world witnessed a seismic shift. November 22, 1963, would etch itself into the chronicles of history, marking the abrupt end of President John F. Kennedy's charismatic tenure. The motorcade, a symbol of democratic triumph, wound its way through the heart of Texas, unaware that the next few moments would catapult the nation into a vortex of speculation and conspiracy. In the fleeting seconds that defined eternity, shots rang out, cracking the very foundation of the American dream. The echoes of those fatal gunshots reverberated through Dealey Plaza, painting an indelible picture of chaos and despair. Amid the pandemonium, the world glimpsed a haunting tableau: a First Lady's pink suit stained with tragedy, a shattered presidential limousine, and a city forever scarred. Lee Harvey Oswald, a disenchanted figure whose life story would be dissected in the weeks to come, allegedly fired the shots from the Texas School Book Depository. The official narrative, encapsulated by the Warren Commission, pointed to a lone gunman. Yet, in the aftermath, a curtain of doubt descended. Did Oswald act alone, or was he a pawn in a grander scheme?
Dallas researchers say they have found proof the alleged assassin, Lee Harvey Oswald, was involved in a CIA operation 3 months before the assassination.
The motorcade's journey through Dealey Plaza became a macabre ballet, a choreography of life and death, the presidency cut short, and a nation left grappling with the sinister shadows cast on that fateful day. The lone gunman theory, like a dark specter, hovered over the tragedy, but it was a specter that failed to extinguish the flickering flame of doubt. The investigation had only just begun, and the questions that would echo through the corridors of history had yet to find their answers. Amid the wreckage of Dealey Plaza, the nation grappled with an unsettling truth: the notion that a lone gunman, Lee Harvey Oswald, had altered the course of history. Oswald, a figure at once enigmatic and perplexing, found himself cast in the role of the solitary architect of President Kennedy's demise. The narrative, delivered by the Warren Commission, unfolded like a tragic script.
The committee does not believe that the acts which it has examined represent the real American character. We regard the assassination plots as aberrations. The United States must not adopt the tactics of the enemy.
But as the ink dried on the pages of the official report, a discordant symphony of skepticism emerged. Lee Harvey Oswald's background, a mosaic of discontent and ideological turbulence, seemed to paint a portrait of a man teetering on the fringe. His alleged motives, from political disillusionment to a yearning for notoriety, were thrust into the public domain. The timeline leading up to that ominous day in November traced Oswald's movements, a shadowy dance through the underbelly of conspiracy. Critics, however, raised an eyebrow at the convenient narrative of a lone gunman. The Warren Commission's conclusions faced a barrage of skepticism, and doubts blossomed like a dark flower in the collective consciousness. Was Oswald truly the solitary actor, or was he a pawn in a grander conspiracy, a narrative carefully crafted to appease a nation in shock? The lone gunman theory, akin to a haunting refrain, left many questions unanswered. As the investigation unfolded, the complexity of Oswald's role and the unanswered mysteries surrounding his actions fueled the flames of doubt. The nation, hungry for closure, found itself standing on the precipice of a larger, more insidious mystery, one that hinted at a web of intrigue and shadows stretching far beyond the confines of the Texas School Book Depository. The lone gunman theory, while etched in the annals of history, failed to quell the whispers of conspiracy that lingered like a specter in the national consciousness. In the aftermath of President Kennedy's assassination, a cacophony of voices emerged, each weaving a narrative that deviated from the official tale of a lone gunman. The tendrils of conspiracy reached far and wide, ensnaring the collective imagination and challenging the tidy conclusions of the Warren Commission. Whispers of a second gunman in Dealey Plaza murmured through the public discourse. The Zapruder film, a haunting visual record of the assassination, fueled speculation as analysts dissected its frames, searching for evidence of a coordinated effort. The grassy knoll, a seemingly innocuous slope in Dealey Plaza, became a focal point of scrutiny, as some believed it harbored a second assassin. As the nation grappled with the shockwaves of Kennedy's death, theories emerged connecting the mob to the tragedy. The Kennedys' aggressive stance against organized crime painted a target on their backs, leading some to posit that the mafia orchestrated the hit in retaliation. The Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, found itself under the conspiracy spotlight. Allegations of covert operations, a disgruntled intelligence community, and Kennedy's perceived lack of support for anti-Castro efforts in Cuba fueled suspicions of a clandestine plot within the highest echelons of government. In the fervor of Cold War tensions, anti-Castro sentiments ran high. Some theories suggested that Cuban exiles, angered by Kennedy's perceived betrayal during the Bay of Pigs invasion, played a part in the assassination as payback for their thwarted ambitions. The plot thickened with the bizarre twist of Jack Ruby, a Dallas nightclub owner, silencing Oswald before he could provide more answers. Ruby's connections and motivations became fodder for conspiracy theorists, adding another layer of complexity to an already convoluted narrative. As the nation grappled with grief, it found itself entangled in a web of alternative theories, each offering a different perspective on the tragic events of November 27, 1963. The quest for truth became a labyrinth, and the shadows of conspiracy grew longer, casting doubt on the simplicity of the lone gunman theory. Amid the lingering doubts and the chorus of alternative theories, a glimmer of hope for clarity emerged. In the 1970s, the House Select Committee on Assassinations, HSCA, embarked on a quest to re-examine the events surrounding President Kennedy's death. This reopened investigation sought to bring fresh eyes and a renewed commitment to uncovering the truth. The HSCA, armed with the benefit of time and evolving investigative techniques, delved into the labyrinth of evidence with a mandate to ascertain the facts. Their mission: to address the lingering questions and build on the work of the Warren Commission. The HSCA's investigation yielded a nuanced perspective. While reaffirming the existence of a conspiracy in Kennedy's assassination, the committee stopped short of definitively identifying the conspirators. Acoustic evidence suggesting multiple shooters was presented, breathing new life into the debate over the number of gunmen in Dealey Plaza. The HSCA's findings rippled through the public consciousness. The acknowledgement of a conspiracy, combined with the lingering uncertainties, deepened the mystery surrounding Kennedy's death. The nation, once again, grappled with an elusive truth that seemed to slip through its collective fingers. As the HSCA concluded its inquiry, the specter of conspiracy continued to haunt the narrative of Kennedy's assassination.
Based on audio purportedly capturing a fourth shot, which the committee concluded would have likely come from a second shooter positioned on the grassy knoll.
The reopened investigation, while shedding light on certain aspects, left many questions unanswered, reinforcing the enduring mystery that shrouds that pivotal moment in American history. The House Select Committee on Assassinations, in its pursuit of truth, added another layer to the enigma, ensuring that the assassination of John F. Kennedy remains an indelible and elusive chapter in the nation's story. As the House Select Committee on Assassinations concluded its investigation, the nation found itself standing on the precipice of clarity and confusion. The attempt to unravel the mystery surrounding President Kennedy's assassination had led to new revelations, but it also brought to light unresolved questions and lingering controversies that continue to echo through the corridors of history. Despite the HSCA's efforts, a cloud of secrecy still enveloped key pieces of evidence. Some documents remained classified, shielded from public scrutiny under the guise of national security. The absence of full transparency fueled suspicions and left the door ajar for conjecture. Forensic and ballistic analyses, cornerstones of any criminal investigation, remained subjects of contention. Skeptics questioned the reliability of the evidence presented, pointing to discrepancies and gaps in the official narrative. The enduring debate over the trajectory of the fatal bullets and the forensic implications fueled skepticism. Witness testimonies, once considered pillars of truth, became a double-edged sword. Inconsistencies and conflicting accounts among eyewitnesses sowed seeds of doubt. The human factor, often unpredictable and fallible, cast a shadow on the reliability of the testimonies that formed the backbone of the investigations. The unresolved questions and controversies surrounding Kennedy's assassination painted a picture of an intricate puzzle, missing crucial pieces. The elusive truth seemed to slip through the fingers of investigators, leaving the nation with an incomplete narrative that invites speculation and fuels the enduring fascination with one of the most pivotal moments in American history. As the dust settled on the HSCA's investigation, the shadows of uncertainty loomed large, and the mystery of John F. Kennedy's assassination persisted, stubbornly resisting the attempts to unravel its enigmatic layers. The enduring mystery of Kennedy's assassination is not merely a historical footnote, but a profound reflection of the complexities inherent in the human pursuit of truth. The lone gunman theory, the web of alternative conspiracies, and the subsequent investigations have all woven a tapestry of uncertainty that transcends time. Calls for transparency and a relentless pursuit of answers have echoed through the decades, prompting society to grapple with the shadows of doubt that cloak this pivotal moment in American history. The legacy of President Kennedy's assassination extends beyond the boundaries of a single event, influencing the nation's perception of power, trust, and the elusive nature of truth. As we close the chapter on the assassination of John F. Kennedy, the questions that linger, the controversies that persist, and the indelible mark left on the American psyche serve as a haunting reminder. The shadows cast on that fateful day refuse to dissipate, challenging us to confront the inherent mysteries that lie at the intersection of history, politics, and the relentless pursuit of a truth that may forever elude our grasp.